Hi, so the world is an odd place. A person like me, I don't read books anymore. I just watch true crime and I hear the experts, and some of them I respect from Canada, like that guy. I mean, not to be mean, but he doesn't have any hair, but I really like him because when he looks at me, he's like a little calf being led to the slaughter. You know he's sincere. But other people, I'm not sure about them being sincere. I'm not really sure that they are smarter than I am. However, they have earned credentials, apparently, and so let us not dismiss their point of view utterly. I mean, yeah, in some respects, perhaps they're wrong. I mean, honestly, how does a I would like to ask you, if you're the expert. I mean, I'm not asking God because I know God's the expert, but you're a human being. You're the expert, right? How does a person get a television show? How does a person get a radio show? How does a person get an internet enterprise? Is it because they're the best and the brightest, or because I'm sorry, being a Christian, I feel as if they're kind of a useful pawn for Satan, because the Bible says that Satan is the god of this world. So if you are famous in this world, it's very likely that Satan has found you a convenient pawn for his purposes. Just like Hugh Hefner. You're so mean, you said. You're so arrogant. I'm confident I'm not arrogant. Please don't tell me that I'm arrogant. I have to be confident, because without confidence we fail. We just crumble. We collapse. We have confidence, but we don't have arrogance. We have humility and confidence at the same time. I know if you're not a Christian, if you're not born again, you would not be able to understand anything that I'm talking about. So after my parents were divorced, I fell into a big depression. It seemed to manifest itself in the 7th grade, because in the 6th grade, after my parents had been divorced and we moved to a trailer park, and things were hunky-dory at first, and then people just turned on me like they began to hate me. At first they loved me, they embraced me. It's just odd. I never asked to move to a trailer park or to a new school district, or to have people love me or not love me. It was so disorienting. People, all the boys wanted to go with me. You know what I'm saying? When this is very old-fashioned, but it's like I'm going with Erica. I'm going with her. It's like it means he's my boyfriend. Like, I remember a few guys, like a really handsome guy. Yeah, and then the rest of them not so much. And then it became apparent that I was such a complete nerd. Everybody began to really, really hate me. But what morally did I go out and like murder a bunch of baby robins in their nest? I mean, you would think that. I mean, I hate to say things like that, but it's almost as if, what did I do to deserve this? I never wanted to be popular in the first place. And second of all, why are you hating me when I'm the same person I've always been? Well, I don't know. Maybe the devil's behind it. I suppose he is. I don't like to recall every incident, but there were bad incidents. And could you tell me that it's my fault that I want to move to a new school district? Did I want my parents to be divorced? Did I want to move into a trailer park? And yet people always like to place the blame on the person who is maybe a little bit addled, a little bit strange, a little bit abnormal. I remember there was this guy named James. Does he mind me using his name? Okay, well, I won't use the rest of his name. He would he he would dress in 1970s clothing. I guess his parents always bought him stuff from a thrift shop, or it was his father's clothing. He was very out of place. Think about, the late 80s, 70s clothing was not popular in any way, shape, or form. It just was not. And he was an older guy, maybe a year or two older than I, and he took me under his wing. And yet he was so handsome. He had like Elvis sideburns. He looked like he was a throwback. Seriously, he was a handsome, kind, intelligent human being, and I don't think he had any romantic interest in me at all. But the thing was, he would write his name and address on his pencils. He would use a pen and write his name and address on pencils, because pencils back in the day were important when you went to school. I'm like, this guy's a bit of a weirdo. He's a bit of a nutcase, but I liked him just the same. It's horrible to be bullied, isn't it? When you have not done, like I said, I never murdered like a bunch of baby robins in their nest, and I felt like I was treated that way, and I don't understand why girls were so mean to me. Boys were not mean to me in high school. I can't remember one boy there was one who was kind of we won't talk about him now. We'll save him for another day, shan't we? Somebody said something mean to me in the cafeteria. We all had our lunch hours. You understand how your lunch hour is scheduled and you don't have any control over it? And somebody said something so mean to me that I started crying uncontrollably. I can't remember the last time I cried uncontrollably. Well, I'm remembering one time. I suppose it's like a mini nervous breakdown when you do that. Have you experienced that? It's like, I have tried my best throughout most of my life, and this is what I get. And I just rushed outside, and there was James, my friend. Not thinking I'm a pretty girl at all, but so kind, And so, thanks, James. But these people who are so confident, I'm not talking about James because he obviously was a weirdo, but someday maybe he became famous or something. I don't know where he is. Would I recognize any of these people? I return frequently to this locality where I was so disgraced and so put down. Like, your face is being ground into the dirt, and you didn't do anything. You didn't ask for your parents to be divorced, did you? I mean, really, it's like, I didn't ask to be popular. I just want to be just an anonymous person, but you can't be. You either have to be loved or you have to be hated. Well, that's what I experienced. So now, if you wear makeup, I tell you, if I wear makeup, sometimes, not all the time, people are like staring at me like I'm a supermodel. It's all art. It's all a facade. I am not that beautiful, but I can paint myself a pretty appearance. But I prefer not to most of the time, not because I'm not attracted to men. I just get so tired of people paying attention to me for something that's totally fake, which is, the makeup. But it's not totally fake, Erica, if you've made the artistic effort to paint your eyes up, like Jezebel. I don't think it's wrong to wear makeup. It's the same kind of thing like back in high school, like when I was fat, boys hated me, and then all of a sudden when I lost weight, everybody thinks you look so hot. It's only a matter of 20 or 30 pounds, maybe even 15 pounds. All of a sudden I'm hot, whereas before I was a fat schlump. People are so shallow in society, aren't they? So James wasn't like that. Do you think I'll ever meet James again? Would I recognize him? I don't know. So I have to say, I'm that kind of a person. I just tend to get annoyed with people that are just so self-important and pontificating, whether they're from a church or whether they're coming from it from a psychological point of view, like, well, that person is a narcissist or that person is a psychopath. I, I never heard that term narcissist until my oldest son accused me of being a narcissist. I want other people to succeed. In fact, when I was in, say, middle school, when I went onto the stage, I just decided I have stage fright. I would rather be behind the scenes and help other people succeed. That's really true. I mean, I would like to succeed myself if I could, but I'm equally happy helping other people succeed, and you don't see that. You just, I don't know, maybe you're the one who has the problem, not me. Maybe you're the narcissist. Maybe you're the pot calling the kettle black. I just get tired of all this kind of nonsense, like with these people who are just so frumpy. It's like, well, I have the right hair, the makeup, and the fashion. Well, I don't have the right hair, makeup, and fashion. In fact, I have 3 college degrees, but they amount to absolutely a hill of beans. You know, but I tried so hard. Oh my gosh, did I try so hard? Well, Erica, it's too bad you weren't well connected. You were not thin enough or blonde enough or young enough or tarty enough to make friends, and now this is where you are in your middle age, almost 50 years old. No, I'm you know what? Unbalanced. God has been so gracious to me and so merciful. I've given birth to 9 children from the same guy, the same sire. You know, I'm the mare, he's the sire. He's my husband. We married in the 90s. And I don't have any regrets in terms of, like, did I go out and kill people? Did I kill baby robins in their nests? Like, I keep coming back. I would never, people talk about me as if I'm that sort of a horrible Hitler person. I honestly don't think I deserve it. Well, I mean, I do my best to help other people, to encourage them, right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Am I grasping at straws here? Am I mean to people? Am I just like vindictive? And sometimes I'm like the German. I'm like, pooh, I get angry at people. But I feel as if it's the Holy Spirit. I detect something in them that's just intolerable, and I just, like, I'm an Italian. No, you're a German. No, I'm an Italian. You're not Italian. You're right, I'm not, but I don't know. I'm a passionate person. Maybe it means I'm a gypsy or something. So, to make a long story short, no fellow human being can judge you. I've seen the latest episode of a certain show. I'm not impressed with this lady. She has like kind of a crooked face, and she like acts like she's so great, and she's got all this makeup and great hair. It's like great hair does not make a great mind. Just look at Albert Einstein. He had terrible hair, and yet how brilliant was he? I rest my case.